All right, hello Divine Feminines. We are going to ask today, what is he thinking, feeling, and what actions will he take next? And how would things be if we reconnected in the near future? Plus, we will get advice for you from crystals, dragons, ascended masters, and at the very end, messages from your twin. I've been doing pick-a-piles with the advice, and I seem to like that. I just saw the Eight of Swords. I really appreciate the likes, shares, and comments. Today they are showing me a lot of green. They had me move all of my green stuff to this front here. They're saying there's a big heart chakra activation and cleansing. Well, let's see what they're asking. So if you want to claim this energy, you can put the word green in the comments. I just feel like it helps. Well, there we go. They have so much love for you. They want to leave this regret in the past. This regret is what is keeping them from taking any movements. I feel like the crystal skull needs to be here. So the masculines are getting downloads. Can you see my other skull? Probably not, huh? Let's move him because it's spooky season. And I love him. Okay. Oh. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. Coming back to tell you what they have figured out inside of themselves. What light has turned on in that dark attic there? Oh, they've just been watching you master yourself. Yeah, they got a lot to say about it, too. You have been very inspiring to them. Very inspiring. So let's go here. I know this is a long shuffle, and I really dislike shuffling on camera. So I'm going to put the actions here and then the relationship here. And again, Queen of Wands, Lovers, Page of Swords. How silly they feel for pushing away their counterpart. So there's some anxiety here around. We're going to turn these three over. These are their thoughts. That's so funny. Ten of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Hermit again. Yeah, so they've gone through something pretty profound here. And I mean, it's so interesting how like all the knowledge I collect always connects in tarot, but this is the Tree of Life in the Kabbalah, and I just watched a video, look, about how Sun in the solar plexus. The Tree of Life is like the unspiraled, like the unwound DNA. Okay, so Magician in the Mirror, Goddess of the Moon, Angel of Balance. Feels very out of balance without you in his life. And oh man, what a journey this is. What? I don't think he's talked about this with you. Again, the blackbirds and the blackbird feathers in his hat, right? Well, he's coming to make the effort. Something has awakened in this. He was in a dark dark place. And it doesn't matter if he was surrounded by a million people. Inside, it was, look, bleak, dark, very, very... There's this interesting energy of, like, they're giving me him floating in space in an astronaut suit with, like, a cord, right? And in the twin world, we always use this, like, cord between the twins that can't be broken. Well, we got back again. And look, it was like, look at that. I love Spirit so much. He's mourning the loss of his spiritual mother, is what they're telling me. It is a weird collection of words, but that's what they're giving me. It's like you disconnected yourself from this cord, and all he could do is sit and stare at you as you ascended. Look at that. And he felt so alone. So in yesterday's reading, we talked about like how he went searching for you, and everybody else, right? Everything else. There's the options. Yeah, so he's had this epiphany moment of clarity, truth, and revelation about he needs to honor and protect you because you're like, so don't get carried away with this whole thing, but it's like you're his power in this world. That's not truth. That's not the truth, right? Because we're sovereign powers, but he feels this way. He feels like when they're showing me like, if you had a table and you took away 2 of its legs, right, it wouldn't have an even keel. If you took the 3 dots from the side of the tree of life, there's a lot of energy. I can feel you pulling away. Have you moved on? This is what he's thinking about. He feels you pulling away. I miss you. I'm not good at communicating my feelings with you. Well, that's what I was talking about. He's not good at communicating these feelings. I feel like we know this already, Spirit. Thank you for the messages. It's like he ran. Okay, so in my world, addictions can be anything like we use to not face ourselves. And we all have addictions. And so I look at your social media. Yeah, we know. I wish I was braver. He maybe be resilient. Sometimes my heart feels so full. Moon, seeing signs. I feel like this is about him being brave enough to say, I am this spiritual being like you. I do feel this connection, even though I wasn't able to tell you that, right? He's being pushed to go beyond just the fear of his mind. And this black is a portal. I feel like this is like the eclipse energy here. And it's interesting because we kind of have like all these discs. And then, you know, for those of you that saw like the moon and the sun, there was kind of this halo around it, right? I mean, it's very much the masculine and the feminine coming together in the sky. And I feel like at that time, his heart just had this awakening that was like, and it even like makes me want to sit up really straight. Like, there's this moment in time where the 2 bodies get pressed up right against the mirror, right? So when you're out here, this is the polarity of your energy, and this is the masculine and this is the feminine. And when you're out here, the energy is going like this, right? And then the longer you're apart, the more the energy gets to be a flat line, right? They're showing me the flat line. And it has to do kind of with what they were talking about with the table and the tree of life. It's like, it could be like this too, right? That roller coaster. You have all this energy, you want to go towards him, he wants to run away. Then he does, and you want to. And now it has to get like this. But also, as you're going like this, the less big those things get, the closer you get to the mirror, until it's just stillness. When you're like this, it's just still. There's no up and down. There's no back and forth. There's just looking and seeing precisely in the mirror. Okay, I belabored that point. So let's look at his feelings. I keep telling myself I'm not going to do this. Wow. So we have the High Priestess coming out. Knight of Swords, King of Swords. And again, Queen of Pentacles. Essentially, I make my own meaning for these cards, really, but that's like Two of Cups to me. Healing family issues, cobalt blue, abundance. I've got a tarot reading on you, and he's manifesting you. Huh. He is, look at, blackbird, blackbird, black feathers, and the bat, and the owl. So, very much there's like a huge pull on your energy, and in some way it has to be coming from what feels like to you unknown or the past. It's kind of like you feel like the past is coming back to I'm not saying deja vu, but it's like it's like a past cycle is coming to be relived again. You get another chance here. And they're wanting me to read these crystals. It's very much, they're showing me like the wheel. And so the wheel, the circle seems to be important here because now they're mentioning it twice. It's like the wheels can take you what seems to be somewhere new, but actually it just delivers you back to the starting point. Okay, so that's what they want to say. I want it to be really profound, but that's the message that's coming through. It doesn't seem so profound because we know this about wheels. The only way to change the wheel that you're on, this is what this is about, and they're avoiding the word timeline for a specific reason, is because timelines are sort of a deception of the 3D, and we're talking here about 5D energy, because time isn't actually linear, but it appears that way. So they're saying the only way to change the wheel that you're on, I got this message in a reading that was done yesterday, and it's not fantastic, is like to change the karma. Okay, so it's like you can keep avoiding what you're having to face doing or saying, but if you do that, you choose to stay on the same wheel you're at. So for those of you that want to have things drastically shift, this time between eclipses is a time of that. I swear to God, I was going to just do like a easy reading today. I'm like, this will just be an easy, fun reading. And then they're giving me downloads about karma. Okay, so of course, every time that we choose to actually evolve, like, so they're showing me a bunch of wheels like stacked upon each other, like they're showing me like the Tibetan prayer wheels, or I don't know if that's what they actually are, but I think there's a bunch of wheels like stacked on a rod. And again, the circle notion, it's like you can jump up the wheels, but you're always on a wheel. And so from our perspective, it really looks like a spiral. I've never heard this before, so it's pretty fascinating. Okay, so there's been a universal truth exposed to you too, and that is that you're multidimensional, right? There's an star energy here. They really understand that they're much more powerful than they once believed that they were, which means that they're coming out of victimhood. Maybe they aren't really fully seeing like that it is possible to have everything that they want, because it does feel in their feelings like they're really having a lost feeling here. It's like, it's this kind of feeling that's been coming up is like, you know, whether you say you can or whether you say you can't, you're always right. But also, like, it's kind of a star-crossed lovers feeling of like, my parents were doomed to not succeed in love, and I'm doomed also. There's this type of kind of fated tragedy here that only kind of the high priestess can really bring to understand. It's like, it's seeing a context of your love in like so many lifetimes that it feels inescapable. But what's happening here is that they're kind of seeing that they thought the mind was like the most powerful thing. And now what they are trying to understand is how the heart can, when they thought it was so weak and they thought it was the problem, can be so very powerful. And I really get this feeling, it's not for every masculine, but for many, that if you're spiritual at all, or you talk about spirituality or do tarot or divination of any kind, then I feel like they saw you as like escaping through spirituality, and they kind of brushed it off as trivial. And now they're seeing, oh, it's really not trivial at all. It's really like gifts from past lives. It's a way of seeing through beyond the senses. And there's so much more here. It's so much more the word's not coming to me. It's so much more metaphysical than I thought it was, actually. And again, they're just highlighting this pure potential word. It's kind of like, you know, they're in awe of this feminine energy. And I think that's why the black keeps coming up here, because, oh, we're getting to something really important. The black is the chaos and pure potential, right? The black is the void and the, you know, where souls enter through the world, through the feminine portal, right? So they're seeing in their feelings, the overwhelming word that I'm getting here is respect. I always get on my soapbox about tarot readers reading like swords as negative. Swords aren't negative, and we always have to remember that To be an emperor or an empress, you must master all the 4 realms, okay? Plus the ether, which is here. And they happen to be in Swords energy right now, but that doesn't mean that there's no other energy, right? It means that they're working on their communication and they're working on being effective with their communication, but they're not there yet. And you seem to be working on your value and worth and money, and they're recognizing that and they're seeing that because your, the Pentacles is beyond the Swords, and it's not a hierarchy, but there is like a path, right? Just like Tarot, there's a path. You start at the Fool. And so all of the elements of the path are important. All of the realms of the court cards are important also. Okay, so let's look at what they plan to do. Well, they plan to come back around, but it's not in their Swords energy. So again, the Hermit and the Hangman are always very different, but very similar, right? They're on the Virgo Pisces axis. They're an interesting energy together, especially for me. And when you have them in reverse, I like to see that this masculine is recognizing it's his choice to move. And when he decides that it is his choice to move, which it looks like it's coming soon, wild horses couldn't drag him away from coming back here. That's the message coming through. Envy card makes me feel like he may see you with someone else, because often when we get close to the mirror, soulmates come in real fast, just like that. It's always, look at it. You can't make it up. It's so crazy. Mirror, I fear that if I get too close, you will hurt me. Like, that is crazy insane. And look, it's like the pink, and we had, the green come out. They were showing me pink and green. We had the heart chakra colors, the high and the low heart. It's so beautiful. I just get so overwhelmed with spirit. Okay, marrying each other's self-image relationships reflect our wounds, introspection. So it's very much that he has feared, he's still fearing. If he gets too close to this mirror, it's going to show him things he doesn't want to see. You're going to look at him and reject him the way he's been rejected, and that hurts. Aligned action. Confusion stems from your spirit, heart, mind not being focused in alignment. Step back and use your spiritual connection to align. So I think this is really super straightforward. If you did go through a wheel where you two kind of got close and then a soulmate came in, that may happen again. And remember what I've said. If it does happen, because it can happen like in the blink of an eye, because I've been through it and I know, go back and listen to this reading, okay? Because I honestly don't remember when I channel it. It's so bad. I mean, I can remember the images of the wheels because it's really distinct. But let's look at here. Well. Queen of Swords. It feels like he's going to drag you back down into Queen of Swords energy if you let him. And that is the boundary that you have to decide for yourself. I just can feel this whole energy coming through. It's like, if you don't make him show up in his Swords energy, you're gonna get his Wands energy, and it's gonna make you really unhappy. And this is kind of your fears coming to light, right? So never forget that. You have Sun in reverse twice. and walking away and attachment. Wow. Oh, I put 4, third chakra. So you have the sun and the solar plexus. Let your friends help you. Separation. It's safe for you to live. Burgundy, silver, blue, gray. Girl talk, love call, the snake. Ugh. Law of attraction, soul connections, deeper into shadow. So he's definitely coming back to trigger you. I know I hurt you. I never intended to. I'm trying to trust in divine timing. I need you back in my life. Girl talk, love call, the snake. This is always, it can be one of 2 cards. There's a karmic card, and then this card is such a karmic energy for me. So be careful if you hear from some people that you haven't heard from in a while. But, you know, I always say, I haven't talked about karmics in so long. Karmics are our soulmates just as much as they are their soulmates. And they help this process go along. That doesn't mean that they're out to do good. A soulmate isn't necessarily someone out to do good. It's just contracts that you've had from previous, from pre-incarnation. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Time apart from your partners on the horizon. Ask for and receive help from your others. So it does feel to me, this is a really literal interpretation, that what you're going to be faced with is this kind of self-fulfilling prophecy of your beliefs. Will you decide that you deserve to be happy and you deserve to be treated in the right way? Can you walk away and work on your attachment style until you aren't this these are just, anxious attachment, pick me girl, whatever. If this isn't all the way done, which sometimes we feel like it's done and then it's not actually done, so we have to go back through it again as I keep talking about this wheel. The way to find that out really is can you make a different choice than you made before? This does appear that there will be some sort of party, group, soul family gathering that you two end up talking at, that you're invited to. It could be an unusual thing, like something that doesn't happen all the time. Almost gives me the feeling of like wedding or family retreat, baby, something like that. I'm not sure why. I'm just seeing this in the cards. It's like you may have to travel somewhere. They may be traveling back to, like, if you once lived in the same place and now they live somewhere else. There's all sorts of scenarios, and I don't really like going through scenarios, but I will say that I feel like this opportunity is rapidly approaching, and in some level you probably already feel, if it's not, I didn't clean up my cards yesterday. If it's not that it's a gathering or event or holiday, it could be they're not giving me like running into each other, but it could be this thing where they okay, they accidentally send you like an invite or an invitation or like a hey, I'll be here, are you going type thing. That's not accidental, okay? That's them. I'm just gonna clean these all up. That's them really trying to look like they don't want to see you when they do. So I think for a few of you, it will be that. I'm not sure exactly why that's coming out, because it's a really unusual thing to me. Okay, so sorry about this. Usually when I'm shuffling, I clean up all the cards, but I did not do it with these. So we'll get, let's get a few animal cards to choose the piles with, and talk about while I'm laying these cards out. Sandpiper, be playful. Skunk, know your worth. Dove, be peace. And then on the bottom we have the starfish, which is open to infinite possibility, very much, and the bee spirit, so very divine feminine energies. Okay, so Spirit always gives me this playfulness message. It's like, don't be too serious about this. You know, it feels so intense and it feels so serious, and then it doesn't really need to be that way. So you have the ancient wisdom crystal coming through on the bottom, which is a very beautiful energy, very powerful teacher card. It's like you can kind of lower the intensity when you're playful. Earth and Air Dragon represents a perfect balance of heaven and earth. That's beautiful, right? A lot of, oh look, Archangel Michael and Cernunnos, I can't ever say his name, the Divine Masculine card. High vibrational feelings feel very fun and full of laughter and playful. So again, the heart awakening, which I've talked about this whole reading, awaken to acceptance and divine love, give and receive balance. So that's also a very important message of knowing your worth, is that we don't overgive and we don't, you know, stonewall or withdraw and try to make people earn our love. Oh, we got these yesterday. Soulmate. Your soulmate is already in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. So as I'm saying, for some of you, your soulmate, a soulmate will come in that's very, very much like your masculine. So the first pile, Opal, Archangel Gabriel's dragon, Bridget, the divine feminine. So we have joy and playfulness, self-discipline, so it brings purification. Self-discipline will speed ascension and bring joy. So joy and joy. You carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond, right? I love that diamond. The diamond you can put in your soul star chakra and your causal chakra. You can ask Gabriel to put it where it belongs. Inner strength. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. And then your twin says, a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. So beautiful energy. So for the second pile, the skunk, grounding. Air and fire dragon expands your creative energies. So this is your sacral chakra. Harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion. Seraphis Bay, ascension. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. So again, we talked very much about the light in the darkness for this masculine. A secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. And then the dove spirit. Inner child. Deep blue dragon. Keeps you safe by clearing your pathway. Trust that you are protected. Walk a path of light. And then Babaji, soul expansion. Ma avatar, something like that. Your consciousness is expanding. you understand the connections between all things, and then reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. So I thank you so much. I'm going to get a love card for today. These aren't like super profound, but it just says act with love. Love, be a love warrior, and breathe gratitude. Exhale and love. Sprinkle love on everything. So these beautiful cards, this is Love is Always the Way cards. And I shall see you this weekend. Thank you guys. Bye.